It is dark and dreary out here, isn't it? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in for the juice. So this is the juice from the CHOWAN River tournament. So if you guys are new to the channel and not familiar with the juice, this is basically my recap video from each tournament. And the juice is presented by Fish USA. So you can head on over. There's direct links in the description down below, direct to all this tackle we're about to talk about. But basically these juice videos are where I dive in. I'll show you the exact rods, reels, lines, baits, all the good stuff, all the juice from the CHOWAN River. So this was a pretty cool tournament. First time there's ever been a major tournament there. And it was pretty exciting, you know, brand new water. You know, we didn't really know what to expect going into it, and I was really excited about that just because I like figuring things out for the first time. So we had a great week. We finished, we finished 7th place, and we got big bass of the tournament. So it was a great week for us, and I'm excited to show you guys the juice. Let's dive in and dig out a few rods. Okay, there's one.
It can't be a bass. It can't be.
That's a catfish. That's a catfish.
I'm like, you would know it's a catfish by now is what I'm telling myself.
Oh, let's see what we got. My equipment is a mess right now just because we fished the last 3 days in a row. So we were Group B at the CHOWAN, and we fished our second qualifying straight into the knockout round, straight into the championship round. So I fished 3 days in a row, and I didn't really get any time to organize my tackle here. But basically, you know, I kept it pretty simple. I went with one of my confidence baits, which is a jerk bait. What is on here? I guess we can talk about him. So I went with the jerk bait, basically my confidence bait. And you know, the CHOWAN River is full of cypress trees, full of stumps. And I kind of figured out towards the end of practice that the fish were on these little bit deeper stumps, you know, kind of off of the main cypress tree line. It'd be like old cypress tree stumps or even some brush piles mixed in out there. And you know, really it was like the last couple hours of practice, I pulled out the jerk bait, got a couple bites on it, and then really it wasn't until the first day of the tournament that I kind of expanded on that and figured it out as I went throughout the tournament, and really fished new water each day of the tournament and found some new spots each day of the tournament. So it was really cool in that aspect that I got to build on my pattern as the week went on. But like I said, the bulk of the damage came on this right here. You know, you guys see me throw these jerk baits all over the country, throwing it on a 7-foot medium heavy. And the main difference of my jerkbait setup this week was the line. So I was throwing in a little bit heavier line, 15-pound Seaguar Invisex, just because I wanted to keep that bait a little bit higher because some of those stumps and brush piles were only 2 or 3 feet under the surface. So I wanted to keep it over top of those stumps so it didn't get hung up. And then the added security of when you hook one of those big fish around the brush or the stumps, if he were to get me wrapped up in there, I wanted a little bit heavier line just in case that happened. So that did the bulk of the damage right there. Now there was a few other baits that helped me catch a few key fish. This guy's a little destroyed right now because he got bit. He caught me a key fish yesterday, and that's actually just a core tackle hover rig with a little minnow style bait. But basically you take that hover rig and it hides all the weight. So there's not a jig head exposed, and it makes a very natural looking presentation. So all that lead goes inside the minnow, looks very natural. And this was kind of just a follow-up bait. If I had one that was following the jerk bait or wouldn't quite commit to it, I would throw the little minnow at them, and caught a couple key fish on the hover rig right there. Other than that, we had your standard, you can't go anywhere without a Yamamoto Senko. Now I have one of those rigged up in here somewhere, but we don't need to show you all that. I'll just show you the good stuff. The bait right here. I really like this color around those cypress trees and in that dark tannic water. It's gooseberry laminate, so it's a June bug purple looking color. and caught quite a few fish on this. Definitely in practice, this is what I was throwing the bulk of practice, and really figured out the areas that I wanted to be in. And then kind of as the tournament went on, I kind of got away from throwing the Senko more and went more towards the jerkbait. But I did catch a few key fish in the tournament on the Senko as well. Other than that, I think I may have caught one on a drop shot, but that didn't get much action in my boat. And other than that, that was those are the baits I used to catch all the fish. So all the big fish came on the jerkbait, and the bulk of them came in those little bit deeper brush piles. You know, it was a really cool pattern because I don't think those fish have ever seen a jerkbait this time of year. I mean, when we first started throwing that bait, they reacted to it like they'd never seen a jerkbait before. And that was really cool because, like I said, this was a new fishery. It's never had a major tournament like this before. And we come and have a different approach than the locals. You know, we see the fishery different than the locals who fish there all the time. And we just approach it differently. And, you know, I had plenty of guys come up to me at the watch party, the takeout after the tournament was over. And, you know, they were just amazed about how we approached the fishery different. Then they said they never would even think to throw a jerkbait this time of year. And it was really cool to see how those fish react and then actually kind of get conditioned to it by the end of the tournament. So a lot of the areas were getting a lot of pressure. I think 6 of the top 10 were probably in the same 10 miles of river. So a lot of the same targets were getting heavily pressured, hit multiple times a day. And, you know, by that final day in the final period, those fish had seen a lot of baits and they were getting pretty pressured. So we kind of got to watch the whole transition throughout the tournament. Those fish, you know, being fresh, never seeing a jerkbait, kind of go all the way to pressured and not even wanting to bite anything at that point. So it was pretty cool on that aspect. But, man, overall, great tournament. Really cool place. I hope we go back there sometime soon. But do me a favor, check the links in the description down below. Head over to Fish USA. We appreciate you guys always clicking those links and supporting the channel. We're obviously not at the CHOWAN River anymore, so we made the drive up to Lake Champlain. We're getting ready for the next tournament. That's the Major League Fishing Invitational Tournament. So we get to pull out this guy right here, do a little flogging, look for some smallmouth, do things a little bit different this week. So I'm excited to catch some big smallmouth. We got to work on a little bit of tackle and get after practice in the morning. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave all those likes and comments down below, and we'll see you guys next time.